Hello, welcome to Wisdom Hour today. We have a question that I'm going to muscle test for. How do I get my past reconciled with who I am now? I had a very troubled childhood. There was a lot of neglect and abuse. I'm still working on this, but it seems never ending. How do I get free of the burden of my past and the pain and suffering it still causes me? Okay, so once again, I'm sure there are many people out there that share this sort of a background and the difficulties that we carry into adulthood because of it. Okay, give me a yes. Give me a yes, give me a no. Happy to come in. Okay, we can work on this. Give me a yes, give me a no. Right, I want to work with the statement with a question. How do you feel about being in the present moment when you are suffering from a memory or a consequence of your childhood? Your present moment is free of every past moment if you allow it to be. This means becoming fully present to your body and to all of the sensory input that you can experience from your surrounding world. A good way to get into this present moment is to first notice your breathing and get it to slow down and gently breathe in through the nose, noticing the air going through your nose, down the back of your throat, and as far down into your lungs as possible. Following this sensation of the air is a good way to start as you slow your breath down and normalize your breathing so that the in-breath is as long as the out-breath. When you want to calm down even further, you can allow the in-breath to be simply as it comes, but create a longer out-breath. And this can release a lot of the tension and vibration that you are holding in your body about past memories. Once you have slowed your breath down and you have been concentrating on it to a point of getting most of your intrusive thoughts settled, you can then start to notice your feet on the ground and wriggle your toes and feel all of the senses in the bottom of your feet, and then gradually work up the body, limb by limb, joint by joint, and so on, noticing how they are feeling and how they are reacting to your clothes or anything that they are touching. You can continue up through your pelvic area, your stomach, then your lungs and your heart and chest area, neck, throat, jaw, and head. Then wriggle your fingers and do the same up your arms. And while doing this exercise, really focus on each part of the body so that you get a break from thinking and instead get into feeling the sensory input from your body. Now you can turn to the other sensory input. Start to notice what you can hear. Close by and in the distance, you may be able to hear the fridge humming, or a bird singing, or traffic outside, and so on. Really hone in and try and identify as many sounds as you can. And once you think you have identified everything, then open your eyes and take in the visual splendor of your world, which, if you have been focusing on the previous exercises with your eyes closed, you should find that your vision has improved slightly and there is a great sense of life in things that you look at. A sort of an increased vibrational tone that you pick up from looking at any living things. This can be very beautiful and only happens once one has got rid of the painful lenses in front of our eyes and allowed reality to be experienced without pain or being associated with painful experience. This exercise can bring you into the present moments, and as you do it, you train yourself to create a presence in yourself and in your environment that doesn't rely on anything from the past or any worry about the future. If you still find, as many do, that thoughts keep creeping in and worries and distress, simply allow them to float by like clouds without without placing them firmly in the center of your focus. Simply allow them to come and go without attachment, and you will find that you get better and better at this the more you practice it. This can bring great relief from any sadness or grief or anger or any negative feelings about your past, and it allows you to enter into a state of presence and grace. By grace, we mean that place where we are able to let go and forgive. In this process of letting go and forgiving, we realize that everything that has happened was placed in our experience for a reason, and we trust that those reasons may not be apparent right now, but we trust that in time we will see a bigger picture and understand why we needed to go through these things to develop our virtues in life, like patience and goodness and trust and self-control and peace and so on. Wherever there are great challenges in life, we are challenged to develop great virtue. And in the developing of these great virtues, we place ourselves closer to God through our open heart and availability. All of the virtues are designed to bring us closer to God, which is a sort of misunderstanding because God is never separate from us. But in our minds we separate ourselves from God and instead rely on our ego, and this is what causes most suffering in life. Once we can hand over our experiences that trouble us to God and know that there is a big plan and a marvelous plan, and that the planets are spinning as they should, and the universe is expanding as it should, and we are growing and expanding the universe as we should, then we don't get so upset about the past details of our lives. Instead, we see them as a great tapestry of different colors that make up our beautiful life. And as we know, a tapestry has all of the tones and colors which make it so beautiful. A tapestry needs dark and light and contrast to be truly beautiful. And so it is in our lives that if we were always having a happy time, we would not know what happiness was, because we would have nothing to compare it with. And so this great duality that we experience on this planet is there for a good reason, and without it we would have difficulty materializing anything. In other words, our material world relies on the concepts of duality. Without duality, what is it? What else? Without duality, ghostly. Without duality, ghost, I don't know, what, ghost busting, I don't know, ghost. Without duality, ghost, presence of our experiences through memory could not exist. And you might say, well, we'd be better off without it so we didn't have to suffer. But then you would not be able to have any other good memories as well, nor would you be able to present your senses with things like colour and sound and texture. All of these things are based in duality, and without duality, the good and bad, the good and bad, the up and down, the left and right, you would have no basis for a material world, or it would be unidentifiable to you without these concepts. When you can trust that you are a miraculous, multidimensional being of light that has come to earth by choice to develop and evolve and expand this wonderful universe of ours, you won't be so worried about your past, as you will understand it to be like a grain of sand on a beach in terms of your overall spiritual life, which is indeed unending. We understand your pain and suffering is great, and you are having a hard time trying to put it in its place and enjoy your current life. You will find that getting some help with this from an experienced person can be very precious in terms of helping you to move forward and process what you need to process, and to gain deeper insight and understanding, so that you will get to a point where you don't even have to forgive, because you realize there is actually nothing to forgive. This may seem crazy to you and outside of your possibility, but believe that there are many people who have had very challenging upbringings, and they have come through and found this to be the truth, and they get on with their lives feeling only more enriched for those experiences, and grateful for them for being able to open them up to God, and also so that they can understand those that come behind them and have to go down the same or similar path. These people can be very helpful, and you can become one of them. That's it, folks. That's it. It is now 9:30 at night. So it's been a bit of a day and a good day, but a fairly long day, so I'm off now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening and take care. Bye.